Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We are really excited to do something we haven't done before, which is a live demo. Technology will be our friend today. We'll put that into the universe. So we're going to send that message out there. And just a reminder to everybody that we are recording this so that you will be able to get a download of this at a later date. And we've got some amazing folks behind the scenes helping us out today, answering your questions as we go along. So without any further ado, I guess, let's get started. All right. KWAN, the future of entrepreneurship. Like I said, this is an exciting day. This webinar here is all about how to transform your strategic planning process with KWAN. So we'll go over the agenda for today. So first, we got a bit of an overview, which we'll go through now. We'll do the host intros. We'll talk about why KWAN for strategic planning. We'll do the strategic planning live demo. And then afterwards, to let everybody know how to get involved and start using this amazing tool, we'll share with you about our pricing, a really neat offer we have, including a really neat offer we have in the KWAN Century Club, which we'll get into later. I'll turn it over to my co-host. He can talk deeper to the technology and how this works and what brings it all together. And then just a final step or slide with next steps and a thank you. So without needing to cover anything else, let's get going. All right, so your host for today. My name is Mike Dunn. I'm been an entrepreneur for 20 plus years, had multiple different companies, was lucky enough to have a successful exit years back. So I've seen the whole journey. I've also done some business coaching work with other folks, and all of that brings me into helping KWAN here today. I'm a huge KWAN fanatic. I can tell you that if this tool existed when I was doing the coaching work before, that it certainly would have made my life easier and maybe even obsolete because this tool is that good. So that's me. Over to Mark.
Thank you, Mike. And my name is Mark Speaker. And as it says on the slide, I've been in technologies at least 20 years. I've also had entrepreneurial adventures myself. I was 7 years at Microsoft here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Co-authored 3 books with IDG and Macmillan out of the US and the KWAN Wizard, and just excited to be here with you today. And I'll talk through the technology later and happy to answer any questions as we go along too. I'm watching the chat, so if you want me to address those, I will, and also can follow up with a session later if you're interested in going deeper. Back to you, Mike.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. So the title of the webinar here today was to transform your strategic planning really for entrepreneurs. So part of the problem or the challenge, the pain point that entrepreneurs face today is it's actually a time-consuming process, and I can speak to that having helped organizations go through this. It's often scattered, which really leads to missed opportunities and ultimately stalled growth in your business. So the impact, it can be frustrating. Often it lacks real direction, and it can slow business progress if we're not really focused. So there's a clear opportunity, which is why we're here today, to simplify that process, streamline it, make it quicker, and elevate the whole process using this amazing tool. So that's why KWAN was created. It's an all-in-one platform that streamlines the planning process. It does a whole bunch more than that, but today we'll talk about planning. It'll also track goals and provide expert insights across the board as we go. So the benefits here is that we can create a great strategy and a plan for you to go forward, but then you as the entrepreneur get to spend the vast majority of your time executing the vision and focusing on achieving success. So that all said, let me set the stage here a little bit. So I have onboarded a company into KWAN and not done anything else. So we'll start by taking a quick look at what the result of onboarding in KWAN is. So this is where you would be placed into in KWAN if once you initially sign in. This is the business blueprint. Contained in the business blueprint, there are 12 different domains. Today, we're going to focus on vision and strategy. And if time permitting, there's also a goal setting task underneath branding and marketing and sales and customer acquisition that we'll get to. I talked about the onboarding. So the onboarding, and this is really important in KWAN, the more information that we put into KWAN, that we work with KWAN, we complete activities, and the more effort that we put into the onboarding process, the more it knows about us and the more personalized the advice and information and the results are going to become. So we created a fictitious company called Clear Sky Drone Inspections, drone-based inspection services. So they're cheaper, safer inspections that provide more intelligent data for industrial, institution, and agricultural needs. Been around 5 years and looking to expand operations. It's located in Edmonton. Our sales channels are more traditional B2B, person-to-person sales with minimal advertising and some SEO for lead gen. Target audience is business with large footprints, such as petrochemical facilities, large farms, and institutions. Our unique feature is highest resolution cameras and sensors, AI-driven data processing, and industry-leading safety record with no incidents since the company has started. Products and services, again, drone-based inspection services. Our business model, we charge hourly, and we charge by the file size for data processing and hourly again for reporting. And our overarching goals is we want to stabilize cash flow and revenue, ultimately grow revenue and expand operations across all of Western Canada. So that was built through the onboarding process. It takes around 8 minutes, depending on how it goes. But so that we could really focus on the strategic planning side of things, we did this ahead of time. But that's it. That's all that's been done. So let's jump right into it. So the vision and strategy domain here, the purpose is to shape the direction, purpose, and strategy of the business, helps to clarify what success looks like, why it matters, and how to achieve it. So contained within KWAN, and every domain is laid out the same. There are 12 different domains. Each domain has got a number of focus areas, which you can see here on the left-hand side. And then each particular focus area has got a number of activities to help you build out your vision or address other areas within your company as we go. So let's get started. Let's define the business purpose. So we can add some information into here or just use what was built in the onboarding process. So it's as easy as let's create a draft. Juan's going to take what it knows about us and help create a draft. And this is in real time. So if any of you joined us in the previous webinar, we had actually sped a bunch of this stuff up, but today we wanted to make sure that we were able to go through and let me minimize this here. Take some time. So not going to get you to read this whole thing, but really it's done a very good job of summarizing why we exist, why we're in business, how we affect our stakeholders, and it's come up with a concise purpose statement that later is going to impact the other strategic planning activities that we create. So within KWAN, there was very simple workflow. We're going to hit accept here and mark that activity as complete. If there was something that you did want to change about it, you can certainly go in and update it or work with the tool itself to add more to it. So this is where do you want your business? So we'll move on to the vision statement. So this is where do you want your business to be in the next 3 to 5 years? Again, setting the foundation for our strategic planning activities to come. And again, this time I'm going to let it know that we want to be the #1 service provider in Western Canada. Give it a little bit more context and have it build out our vision statement. So the vision statement, within the next 3 to 5 years, Clear Sky Drone Inspections will be recognized as Western Canada's leading provider of advanced drone-based inspection services. So that again is our vision statement. Where we're going, how we're going to get there is what we're going to work through next. So we'll accept that. And each step along the way, like I mentioned before, every time we complete an activity, the system is getting smarter about what it knows about our organization. So we're continuing to build out the background and the framework here for the strategic planning process that we're going to come. At any time, you can click this button down here, which says explain activity. So to give you an idea how that works, we'll click that button and it's going to give us a broader description of how this activity affects the work we're going to do, what it's all about, and ultimately how best to complete it. So it says, when done well, creating your mission statement will strengthen alignment, improve communication, and supports consistent decision-making across the business. And these concepts, purpose, vision, mission, these are really business best practices. We haven't invented anything new here with KWAN. We've really just pulled in business best practices, trying to set a foundation so that you can grow your business with confidence and helping the system understand more about who you are. So again, it's given us a real clear crafted mission statement, provides us with some really good background, and then summarizes the mission statement here at the bottom. And it says here at Clear Sky Drone Inspections that our mission is to provide industry-leading AI-enhanced drone inspection services that help industrial, agricultural, and institutional clients operate more safely, efficiently, and sustainably. Achieve this by delivering high-quality data, uncompromising safety, and innovative solutions that empower better decision-making and reduce operational risk. That's exactly what this company is, and KWAN's done a fantastic job of building off of what we've already taught it. Again, we'll accept that suggestion. We can go in here. I'll just show you that functionality. If for some reason we wanted to, we could go into here. We won't do that here today. It looked pretty good what came back. Just to show you that functionality. And we'll mark that activity complete. So we've got 3 of the 4 activities in the purpose, vision, mission, and values focus area. For the purposes of today, I'm not going to go into creating core values, which is the next activity. We'll focus more on the strategic planning initiatives that we want to accomplish here. All right. So we'll move into market environment. We could do a complete environmental scan. We can assess competitors and alternatives and define market opportunities, which is really deep research and takes a lot of time to do and to do well. So again, to show you the power, we're going to hit create draft and see what KWAN can build for us based on the knowledge it's already developed. And of course, if you have questions along the way, I know we've got Mark and the team in behind the scenes, happy to answer those questions for you as we move along. So don't hesitate. All right. So this is giving us some market trends and industry shifts that we should be aware of in this particular industry, and it is very specific to this industry. What emerging technologies are existing in my industry? So it's done the research for us. It's actually research that understands how customer behaviors and expectations are changing. What are some of the economic and regional factors in our area? Threats and barriers to growing our business, and an environmental scan summary laying out the opportunities and risks. So at the end of the day, it can all be summarized in this overall strategic insight shown down here at the bottom. Which is really, really well done. It would take hours and hours to do this manually. So again, as somebody who's done some business coaching work in the past, I find this amazing how quickly and how well this tool helps us in this journey of getting our companies organized and moving forward.
Yeah, you should think of Quan as having a business coach in your pocket, right? What we found was, a question we get is, how is this different than like ChatGPT? I'm asking ChatGPT questions, it's giving me answers. Well, there's no structured guidance in ChatGPT. If people don't know what they don't know, like how do you set up a business? What are the processes? What are the areas? I need to do some, vision and strategy work. I need to go through these things. The heritage of Quan comes from Brassstone Ventures and excellent business coaching and guidance that came from Brassstone Ventures with Chris and Kelly Mikatish, who we founded the company together with. And so you're getting that guidance as you go, and then you're also teaching Quan while Quan helps you. Quan's giving you guidance and also creating documents for you when you need it. It's like that coach in your pocket, but the coach that also does some work for you. So back to you, Mike.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Mark. Um, yeah, that's certainly one thing, and Mark's touched on it, is the memory that we have in Quan and how it functions. And something else that you don't have to worry about, which is kind of the buzzword out there these days, which is prompt engineering. We've done that homework for you. The people and the team that has built this in the background has spent countless hours optimizing how we're going to get the most out of these different models. So that's something that you don't have to do or even have to learn. This is meant for people to just get in, get it up and running in your company, get started quickly without having to be an expert in the new AI technology that's out there. So I'm going to add something a little bit different here to this one. I'm going to say, I want to know about the specific competitors in my industry and, oops, what I need to know about them to remain competitive. So it's going to take what it's done here. I'm not going to fix the spelling mistake. There's no need. The system's smart enough. It knows what we're doing. So it's going to take this document that we created with a broad spectrum competitive analysis, and it's going to go back out now and it's going to look for some specific competitors in our area that it feels are competing with us and provide some information as to what we need to be aware of. Again, really powerful information. All these things to understand before we set our strategy, which we'll get to here in a little bit. So direct drone inspection competitors. So it's gone out, it's done this for us. It's talked about some indirect competitors. There's sources listed here, so you can click on any one of these links to gather deeper information if you want. But it's added to what was originally built for more context and awareness. Again, saving hours from having to do this work ourselves. So we'll save that one. Again, market complete. We'll move on to the next one. We'll see we, again, can define some market opportunities. What we're doing here is we're building the background. So good planning comes from understanding where we sit today as an organization, what our strengths, weaknesses are, what we're competing against, and what opportunities might exist out there for us as we grow our business. So Juan is, again, going to do that research for us and help us understand what it is that we can be doing in our business or how we can focus differently in our business to grow it. So there's some problems or gaps that customers currently face. Again, I won't get into all of these, but it's really detailed, specific information to this business. Market trends to be aware of, areas where Clear Sky can deliver unique value. So AI-driven data processing. We already have an industry-leading safety record, a scalable service model, which is new information, and to elaborate on our expertise across diverse environments. So it has laid out some strategic opportunities that we can investigate as we go, and it's provided a nice, clear summary for us. So I'm going to accept this here. There's a lot more that we can do with this deep dive, but again, to get to the meat of actually setting our goals, I'm gonna work through this pretty quickly. And there you go. We've completed our focus area of our market assessment. So we understand, we've set our overall direction with purpose, mission, and vision. We now have a clear understanding of our market environment. Now we're going to get into the meat of things here with defining our strategic objectives. So if you remember in the business profile, we did give it a bit of an overview of what it was that we were looking to accomplish. So let's see now how KWAN is going to build off of that, knowing what it's just learned through the market environment analysis and the purpose, vision, mission, and the business profile. So again, learning from all of that information.
And we have a question here too from Roger. There must be a way for it to suggest great business opportunities as well. Yeah, I think you can use it for envisioning. I think when um, when you're just working with more generic tools like ChatGPT, it doesn't know the guidance of the sort of the market that you're in. What region are you in? Are you in the United States? Are you in Canada, Mexico? Where are you? Sometimes you just want to do some vision work with a coach, and Quan is like that. So educate it as much as you want, and then have the conversations with it. Say, okay, how should I be thinking about this market? My goals. If you're doing goal setting, then what are the opportunities that I'm not thinking of? That's a question that a lot of people don't ask, but there's no reason why you can't do something like that with it with
Yeah.
Quant.
And that's a great question. And I'm really happy to say that it has actually provided, I think, an answer to your question, Roger, here, where it talks about different business opportunities here underneath strategic opportunities for Clear Sky. It talks about adding training and certification services to this business. That's new. That's not something I had told it about before. It talks about developing some regulatory compliance packages for this business, getting involved in the insurance industry. So I think intuitively, Roger, great question. It's actually provided some of that for us just through this activity. And maybe at the end, I'll get into the create function here, which is more of a free form coaching environment. If we have time, I'll dig into that. And if you want to hit Mark up with a question, I will see if I can tackle that using the create session here once we're completed. So what you're seeing here a little bit is also how we can navigate in the system. So I have this navigation on the left. I know I was in define strategic objectives. And as Mark was speaking, it actually had built out strategic objectives for us in the next 12 to 24 months. Really, really powerful stuff and right on point. We already told it we want to expand operations across Western Canada, but it's made it real. It's talked about how and where to focus. It's given us some numbers, 2 regional operating hubs, one in BC, one in Saskatchewan, at least 4 recurring clients acquired in each new region, and then by December of 2027. So it's using the SMART framework, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic or relevant, and time bound. That's the framework. Again, another business best practice. It listened when we said we want to stabilize and increase our annual revenue. So it's given us some fantastic targets there and has told us how it's going to support our business. Again, we can go in and update these at any time. This is new. This is something that we didn't tell it, which is to enhance AI data-driven processing capabilities. So that's, I think, building off of those market opportunities, Roger. And it's also asking us here to look at maybe taking a look at how to improve our operational efficiency and safety. Even though we are the safest in the industry, it's talking about how we can update our operational efficiency and safety. So it's giving us some really good, clear targets based on what it knows about our industry, what it knows about us, and the analysis that it's already completed to date. So, and again, if you wanted to update anything in here, you can go in and edit it. So let's say I want to achieve 25%. It really just works like a typical word processing editor. So I've just updated the 25%, hit save. Now it's updated the plan, and I'm going to mark that complete. So now we've got our strategic objectives in the next 12 to 24 months. The next one here would be to identify some key success metrics. That's a whole nother deep dive. I'm not going to dig into that here today. But let's see what it's going to do to prioritize some strategic initiatives for us based around our plan. It's going to give us some smaller projects and initiatives that we can tackle in order to achieve our plan. And building off of what it already learns. Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
You should know that all these documents stay with you as well. So you've got strategic objectives, you got market opportunities, you got your list of competitors. You always have them you can go back to. Quans learn from them, but you always have them whenever you need them as well. And when you want to update them, you can go back to those sections and take care of that.
Yeah, so this has outlined some projects that we can actually tackle to achieve our goals. So specifically, let's look at this one, build a predictable revenue program. So subscriptions and retainers. So that's something that's going to help us achieve the broader goal of stabilizing our revenue streams. So it's built off of that. It's helped us prioritize those strategic initiatives, and we can actually add internal owners and tentative timelines for each initiative and continue the process as we go. So we're at about 23 minutes and a little bit. We got a little bit more time here to work through some of this stuff. So we can expand on things a little further. We can identify some key milestones along the way. We'll mark that one completed. We can assign ownership and accountability. Now, I haven't built the team out here, so it's going to suggest basic roles or develop a one-page strategic plan. Again, we want to keep this to about 30 minutes. So these are things that we could do quite easily and quite quickly. But there you go. You've ultimately got a plan now with your strategic objectives, and you can copy them at any time using this copy feature, paste it into a Word document, or paste it into an email to share with your team. That's very easy to do. To do something a little more specific here, let's dig into branding and marketing and our marketing strategies. So let's define our goals and metrics. So it's going to look at what it is that we wanted to accomplish and help us with defining some specific marketing goals and metrics. Again, you can do this for pretty much every domain. And if there isn't a specific activity that you're looking for, or a specific area to your business that makes sense, you can go into that and into the create functionality. And I do have a few minutes here, so I'll show you that in a little bit, I hope. I'm going to cut you short a little bit here, Mark, to show that functionality. But again, it's laid out some specific marketing goals for us. I won't get into them all, but a really detailed plan on how to improve our marketing efforts, which supports the overall goals that we have in our business. So we're going to save that. So let's just say, leave without reviewing. I'm going to mark that complete. As you can see, the system helps you along as we go. So the create function. So I'm going to say, can you create a set of goals for my fleet department? I have a fleet department in this company that looks after all of our equipment. So this is not automatically built in. Well, let's see how this can
one of my favorite. Sorry, Mark. One of my favorite features is not worrying about spelling. You can misspell a lot of times. KWAN picks it up, and away you go.
Yeah, so department.
Yeah, keep rolling.
So yeah, absolutely. So This is talking about fleet department goals. Again, it knows what industry we're in. It's done a great job of helping suggest some goals for our fleet department, and it wasn't a pre-planned activity like we had showed you. This is free form. So if you have stuff like this in your business, specifically whatever type of business you have, you can work with the system this way as well to create some goals. So
Yeah, and Roger asked a question about, other users having, so are other users having great success with KWAN? And what I will say is where we found the most success is for people who don't understand all the parts of setting up a business. I think of KWAN as, you can either go to business school for 2 or 3 months and learn about how to execute businesses from scratch, or you can have a system like KWAN that kind of guides you through the whole process and all the main parts of it, not just setting up your mission and vision, et cetera, but sales, marketing, operations, finance, all of those things that it takes a lot of experience to learn about. You can now get a helping guided coach through this process, and to me, that's KWAN.
awesome. Thanks, Mark. What I was showing folks here, well, when you're explaining that there, Mark, is you have an ability to create any number of call them chat sessions if you want, and then organize your information in a folder structure here on the left, and you can build that out however you choose. So, I'm super excited about this platform. I could talk about it for hours and hours, but we don't have hours and hours today. So, why don't we call that the demo for how we can make your strategic planning initiatives easier, more streamlined, and turn them into real action plans with KWAN.
Good. And we should also say, the most important question that I get is, we keep your information safe and secure and isolated to you. So when you're putting in information about your business, that's for you only. It's not shared with the broader world. And each of the providers that we use are SOC 2 Type 2 compliant vendors. So they're audited, so they're not taking your information and using it elsewhere. So you can be confident that it's a conversation between you and KWAN. And it's all about helping you either start or grow a business. Yeah.
Excellent. So we're going to run over a little bit here, but hopefully everybody's got a few more minutes. So just summarizing that, hopefully what we were able to demonstrate there today is really the KWAN advantage, a structured best practice for strategic planning that provides intelligent and personalized business advice to help you save time so you can simply focus on execution. Now, how do we get involved? So let me talk about KWAN business pricing. It's all based on credits. So you've got 3 different platforms that you can choose from. KWAN Pro 500, which gets you 500 credits. Think of a credit. 1 credit is a question of your coach. 1 question, 1 answer, 1 credit. So that's a tremendous amount of conversations that you can have. Unbelievable value as we go forward. And to know anybody can try this for free. So you can have 100 free credits, which we hope you will. Get in and give it a try. 100 free trial credits, 100 free questions to work with an amazing platform to get some free advice to help your business out and move your business forward. So, and as part of this, in our early stage rollout here, we want to talk about something that we're really excited about, which is an exclusive opportunity to be an early adopter and join our KWAN Century Club. What that's going to give you is fixed pricing for life. And I'll give you an example as to why that matters. Mark uses a particular software that he's been involved with from the beginning called Lovable. When he got started, the pricing was very much in line with what I just showed you at about $25 a month. That same plan, now a few years later, I think it's a few years, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's now
18
about
months
$700 a month. In
Yeah.
18 months. Yeah. So not saying that we're going to jump our prices, but that high. But as we more functionality, we do plan on adding more functionality and more features and more tiers along the way. So getting involved with KWAN Century Club is going to give you fixed pricing for life. We also are really close to those members, and they have influence on new features. I myself am in conversation with our customers on a regular basis. And based on some of that feedback, we already have some new features in development, which Mark will talk to here in a little bit. You get some personalized support. Again, my email is at the bottom here, and there are some limited spaces available. There's no wait list. So how do you become a KWAN Century Club member? It's as simple as joining with a paid subscription. And once all the spaces are used up, then that benefit won't be there for future users. But it does exist today, and we highly encourage you to take advantage of it. All right, Mark. Now we are over time here, so why don't we
I'll
just
keep it
do a
super
bit of a
quick.
summary of the technology if we haven't been able to answer some of those questions along the way.
Yeah, I mean, and you can read the slide, but I'll give you some highlights. The thing is, this AI world is moving so quickly. There's OpenAI is releasing new models all the time. Anthropic's releasing new models all around the world. Companies are doing that. Our promise to you is that we are keeping it up. We're keeping it current, so you don't have to. You don't have to investigate all those things. I talked about security and privacy. That's at the forefront. You need to trust KWAN in order to use it. We're trustworthy people. We have a trustworthy company. You can rely on that. Those are some of the big things. And the advantage that we have is, we're focused on business. These other platforms are general platforms. We're just focused on helping you and what you're telling us about what you want to achieve. All right. So I think those are the key things. We're doing intelligent learning, using the best of AI that's available today, and focusing on your business. I think that's a good update. I'm happy to talk and do a technical deep dive with any of you anytime that you like. I can definitely go for hours on that, and happy to do that with you.
Yep. And my email here is in this presentation, so don't hesitate to reach out, and I can book a session with Mark if you'd like to learn more. All right, the future of KWAN. I'm going to let Mark talk to this. So this is us just getting started. Our vision for KWAN as we grow, and I kind of talked about evolving the platform and growing it so that we can provide more values to our users. This
Yeah.
is the vision we have for growing KWAN. So off to you, Mark.
Yeah, what you're seeing today is helping you organize your business. You're seeing that on the left. You're seeing over on the right-hand side, getting insights and advice. We've enabled that. You're creating documents and you're reviewing those. That's available in the platform today. But where we're headed, is a lot more around, setting goals, planning strategy, making sure that we're aligned with what you're thinking and giving you ideas on where you could go, enabling frequent check-ins in the platform. So you've got entrepreneurs have tasks that they need to complete like crazy. We're going to make it easy for you to keep track of them inside of KWAN, but also help you complete them as well. And then, sharing this with your team. How does it go with your internal team, and how does it go with all the other people that you work with, accountants and lawyers, etc. Making sure that that's all available to you. It's really, the vision is a mission control for entrepreneurs where we don't just coach you, we get things completed with you, and we understand it well. Entrepreneurship can be a lonely adventure, and people tell us that time and time again. And we're making it feel that you're not alone, and we're helping you on that journey. That's the mission of KWAN.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. And that's it. So about 5 minutes over. My apologies if anybody had a meeting to run to. Hopefully you've got some of your lunch break left. But yeah, don't hesitate to go to www.KWAN.business and start your free trial today. It is free. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, in a few minutes, you can have your business profile created through the onboarding process, which was really simple and easy and intuitive, and then be right into creating a strategy or doing a deep dive in any one of those other domains that you should choose. So that's the demo for today. Thank you so much for joining us. There's going to be more to come as we have our plan to build out more features, and we hope you can join us again sometime soon. Thank you very much.